Hey guys, excuse me, voice. Hey guys, this is Brandy Fox with Be the Entrepreneur Consultant Agency. And again, tonight we are rolling through business plans. On all of my business groups, everywhere I go, everywhere I am, I consistently see people asking and talking about business plans. And of course, as you know, I do offer business plan services with my consulting agency, Be the Entrepreneur. But I'm the type of person, I don't want to just sit here and tell you about a service or whatnot. I want to be able to tell you how to do these things yourself. Because when you know what's expected with a business plan and when you know how to create it, when you understand those fundamentals, it gives you an opportunity to be a better entrepreneur. You want to know about your business because at the end of the day, no matter who does your business plan, you always want to make sure that you are providing good information about your business. You should be able to tell people within 60 seconds what your business does, how it works, all that good stuff. So today we're going to go over how to create an investor ready business plan. If you are not following me on social media, definitely do so. I'm going to be dropping weekly videos, just dropping random business tips that I see are barriers on Facebook. I'm in a lot of Facebook business groups, and every day I see entrepreneurs complaining or just bringing to light issues that they're experiencing. And with my experience as an entrepreneur, I want to share what you can do and how you can adequately create a business plan and market your business to get investments. So, the first part is your company overview. This is where you cover your products or services. So, that will include a summary of your business, who you are, and your business growth goals. You want to make sure you include all this at the beginning because this is what grabs your investors' attention. This is what will let your investor know that you whether or not they're interested and they want to move forward with the service, because you have to realize every investor is different. Every investor has different businesses that they're looking to invest in. Every investor has different niches. So if you're giving your business plan or you're trying to get funding from somebody that is an investor in the tech industry, but you make candles, it's going to be really hard for you to get that investment because you have to make sure you target your business plan to people who are going to fund your specific business. So, for example, for my skating rink, my goal was to push out to investors that enjoy recreation, who are charlatans, preferably because they know about how it was back in the day when we had skating rinks, and to be able to provide them with the information they need to let them know that I have a valuable business that can make money in the future. So if you're tuning in, do not forget to share. We are going to cover the basics of creating your investor ready business plan. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to drop them in the comment box. I want to make sure that I answer all the questions that you have this evening. So, back your summary of your business. This is just a base. Your company overview should be one page. The summary of your business is basically the beginning to the end. My name is Brandy Fox. I own Be the Entrepreneur Consulting Agency. We specialize in streamlining the startup business process for new entrepreneurs. So literally, I would take that and what my business does and put it in a paragraph. Who you are. Now, a lot of people get confused with this portion. When you say who you are, people automatically try to start talking about themselves, what they do, what they've done. But that is not the case. You want to talk about what you can do in reference to you being an entrepreneur. What are your entrepreneur strengths? What is it that you can bring to this business from an entrepreneur standpoint that will get you funding, that will let them know that you're the one that should be running this business, that you can make money from this business, that you can grow this business, and that when they give you funding, they're not going to lose it. Next, you want to have your business growth goals. They want to see that you have a plan. Investors love a plan. When you have a plan in place, they're down for it. That way they can see where you are and they can adequately see where you're trying to go. And you will be amazed the number of people that I have consulted that really know, they just know, like, I want to start this kind of business, but they can't tell me how they plan to get to that portion of their business. So when you're doing your company overview of your products and services, make sure that you're summarizing your business effectively. Make sure you tell who you are as a business professional, and then also tell how you plan to grow your business. That should be one page max. Moving forward, industry and competitive analysis. The industry. The goal of your market or industry analysis is for you to know what's going on in your industry. A lot of people mess up because they jump straight out into a business and they haven't done any market research. So, for example, if you are selling a winter clothing line, that's your specialty, only winter clothing line, then you don't want to sell your product or focus on selling your product in southern states like Florida, even North Carolina and South Carolina, because we are usually milder states. You want to take your money and you want to invest it in up north cities that see a lot of snow, that see a lot of cold weather. That's where you want to market your winter apparel to. So when you know your industry, that helps you know, is this market valuable? Like, are people already making money in this industry? Because you do not want to hop into an industry that is not making money. It just doesn't make sense. And you don't want to hop into an industry where you have the reach, you cannot adequately get into that industry. So you want to make sure you know about your industry, how much money is it making, and is it an industry that's growing? Because if your goal is to start a newspaper line, a paper newspaper line, that's not a business people are going to invest in, because newspapers, they're going away. Everything is going digital. So hands-on products like that are not going to sell. So you want to make sure you stay within your market. Then your competitive analysis. This is when you analyze and compare yourself to your competition. Who is already in the industry? What are they doing? How are they doing it? And how can you adequately compete against them? What is it that you can offer them to make sure that they stay with you, to make sure that you can beat them out? What is your unique selling factor? What is it that makes you stand apart against everybody else that's in your industry, especially in your local area? Marketing strategy. You need to know your pricing, how much you're going to charge for everything, your promotion, how are you going to promote it, what social media sites are you going to use. On my last live, you were there when I talked about the importance of placing your business in the right social media sites. Every social media site is not for everybody. Facebook might be your strong sword and Instagram might not get you the return that you're looking for. So that doesn't mean don't post on Instagram, just because it's easy to post on both social media simultaneously. But when it comes to your marketing dollars, when it comes to spending your money, you only want to spend it on marketing platforms that are beneficial for you and ultimately free. Their email is free. You know what I'm saying? Some people I know that do mailers, like mailers still work. People still check their mailbox. So things like that. But you have to have an adequate promotion plan to let people know what you are doing and why you are doing it and how you plan to promote your new product or service. Distribution. Your investor wants to know how you plan to distribute this information. Where is it going to go? How is it going to get there? What is your channel of creating this product or service and getting it to your clients? These are all three key parts of your marketing strategy. Operation strategy. 1, production. 2, supply. 3, order fulfillment. Your operation strategy is the heartbeat of your business. This is literally how you run your business on a day-to-day basis. And your operation strategy is ultimately what you transition into your business manual. Every business should have a business manual. A business manual allows you, number one, it prepares you to be able to prepare to leave your business. For most entrepreneurs, their goal is not to stay in their business forever. They want to grow a business and either hire people to run it where they don't have to do it hands on, or hire somebody to own it where they can be all the way out of the business. So when you do these type of things, you want to make sure that you have an operation strategy in place. How are you going to create your product? How are you going to meet the supply of your clients? And how are you going to fulfill these orders? Or how are you going to fulfill this service? For example, with my business, Pamper Us Mobile Massage Service, In order for me to fill the services of massage therapy, I had to hire more massage therapists. That way, that allowed me to be able to expand my services throughout the Charlotte metro area. So you have to be able to clearly talk about these things. How do you plan to create your product? How do you plan to meet the supply and demand of your clients? And how do you plan to fulfill the order or service for your clients with the products or services that you're offering? Your financial plans, your development costs. The investor is going to want to know, how much is it going to cost for you to run this service or for you to create this product? They want to make sure that the overhead is not too crazy. And number one, that it's something that you can afford. Because you have to remember, just because you have a product doesn't mean that it's going to be cheap to build. You have to be able to test it out, all that good stuff. So you want to make sure you have that adequate beginning funding to be able to do that. Human resources. How much is it? How much are you planning to pay your employees or contractors? Are you going to use employees and contractors? What does that look like? What is your payroll system going to look like? You want to make sure that you have all those things in order. Advertising costs. You want to know, how much is it going to cost you to market? How much are you going to start out with, and how do you plan to grow that? What is it going to cost you to get your business in front of your target audience? Lastly, you have your sources of capital. Even though investors give money, they want to know who else is giving you money. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Like, okay, I don't mind giving you $15,000, but who else have you talked to, and how much money are they willing to give? For me, it's like a double-headed sword. I understand why they do it, but it still don't make it right in my opinion. Because I'm like, if I'm asking you for funding, why would it matter who else or where else I'm gonna get the money? Like, are you going to invest or not? But unfortunately, that's not how it works. So you need to be able to have your sources of capital. And really, outside of looking for somebody else to give money, they want to know, how much money are you willing to invest? And one thing that I've seen consistently on social media that kind of stresses me out is that people are they're getting a tax EIN number, they're getting the LLC, and then they hopping online like, hey, where can I get grants and loans? If you think that an LLC and a tax EIN is all that you need to get capital, you are sadly mistaken. And anybody that try to sell you an ebook or tell you otherwise is lying. And that's not me being funny. This is coming from hands-on experience from me acquiring grants and loans for 3 out of my 4 businesses. So everything I'm telling you guys tonight is not just something that I've read. It's not just something that I made up. It's something that I've actually experienced as an entrepreneur and gaining funding out here. So make sure that you have some type of money to offer up. If you're asking for $15,000, they're gonna be like, okay, how much you plan to put in here? Okay, I got 10%. I got $1,500, and you will be amazed. They're not asking for a sufficient amount of money. They just want to know that you're willing to put a little skin in the game with them and make that sacrifice to be able to fund your business. All right, so your financial forecast. So when you complete your investor ready pitch, when you complete your investor ready business plan, of course, financials are required. So the top 3 finances that investors are looking for is your startup budget. That is basically, how much is it going to cost you for everything that you are going to need to start your business. That includes your logo, website design, t-shirts, marketing, everything that is going to cost you to get your business off the ground. They want to see it. And they're going to ask you, how much of that do you have, or how much of that have you already invested into your business? And I tell anybody, it's better to go in as prepared as possible. Those basic business things like a logo, your landing page, at least. The landing page is just when you have one page with all of your information on it. You should have minimum a logo, a business number, a business email, and your landing page. Those are the basic business marketing principles that you should have in place before you go to an investor. Because number one, a website or a landing page, it validates your business. So as soon as you send an investor your information, I guarantee you the first thing they're going to do is look at your website. They're going to want to see what's up. They're going to go to your social media, see if you're posting, see what it looks like, see how you are already pushing your business before you even ask them for money, because they want to see the grit in it. They want to see, okay, this person is asking me for money, and dang, when I went on her social media, she been posting every day. She's been posting well every day. Oh, when I go to her landing page, this is a nice, clean, well-prepared landing page. These are all the type of things that give investors confidence in giving you money, because now they feel like that you care about your business too. And they only going to invest in people who they feel like care about their business the way that they about to care about about your business when you give them money. The second financials that you need is a forecasting budget. They want to know, and forecasting budgets, I can honestly say, is the hardest budget out of all of these, because you are literally guessing how much money you're going to make without knowing anything about how much money you're going to make. But this is where your research come in, and this is where your market analysis comes in. Because once you know how much money that is going to cost you for your service, all that good stuff, all you would need to do is kind of multiply that out. Most of the time, they're looking for forecasting for 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. And literally, y'all, honestly, all you can do is give an educated guess. They're looking for a close guess, though. You can't sit here and say, I'm about to start a lip gloss line, and, I plan to sell 1,000 units my first month. And you've never done this before. You don't have any traction. That's really unrealistic. But if you say, I plan to sell 100 lip glosses my first month and have an increase of 10% in sales every quarter, that makes a big difference. Okay, this is tangible. She can definitely sell 150 to 100 in a month. You know what I'm saying? With good marketing, pushing, you can literally do that standing out somewhere and selling it by hand, families and friends. But they want to make sure that they can see how much money you plan to expect to make from this. Lastly, your cost of goods sold, or your CGS. This is how much it costs you to create your product. So this is more specific. So I always use the example of a candle maker. So for a candle maker, the cost of goods sold, or CGS, would be the wax, the wicks, the scent, the jars, the labels, the boxing, any individual ingredient that is needed for you to put together a product of your business, or for you to provide your service. So if we transition to the service realm, that would be, let's say, a landscaper. That would be a lawnmower, hedge cutter, blower, all those kind of things that you need, a truck, a trailer to pull everything, those type of things, whatever it costs you to be able to take this service or product to the market. Those are your three financials that you would need to be able to get your business for your business plan. Next is your implementation plan and traction. What have you accomplished thus far? They want to know, like I said, they're all about your investment into the business, because if they feel like you invested, it's going to make them more willing to invest. So what have you accomplished thus far? What has your business done? Have you won any awards? Have you sold out at a show? Just remember, it doesn't have to be anything really big. It just has to fit your business, and they just want to know that you're out here doing something and you're moving and you're shaking. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you list everything that you've done. Going into your implementation, how do you plan to take your business to the market? What is your plan? You have to have something that you're telling them to let them know, I have a plan. I'm going to first go to a pop-up shop, and everybody that comes, I'm going to get their emails. I'm going to put their emails in my database, and I'm going to start sending out weekly emails about my products. On social media, for everybody that comments on my posts, I'm going to DM them and let them know a promo code that they can use to get my service. It doesn't matter what it is. The good thing that I love about being an entrepreneur is that you have the ability to do it how you want to do it. So I say work smart, not hard. Find something that works for you that is not time consuming, but it's definitely beneficial in getting your brand out there. And make sure you're able to write down that plan, because they want to see it. Because when you start your business, they're gonna be comparing you to what you put in your business plan. Is she doing, and is she, or he or she, executing what they said they were going to do? Organizational structure. So this is important because they want to know who is a part of your business. Who is your team? What does that look like? They want to know, who are your support systems? Of course, it's a lot of people here that are sole proprietors. You might not have a team, but investors want to see a team. Everybody can do it solo. We know that. But businesses, real businesses that grow, they have a team. There's no multi-million-dollar business that you can tell me that only has one person that runs that business. It's not one. It's non-existent. So who is going to be your support system? And even if they're not with you at the beginning, you can put in there projected team. Like, this is my projected team. A director. They're going to make my goal salary for them is this amount. This is going to be their task. So that goes into your roles and responsibility. Everybody that you hire on your business, they should have a specific role and responsibility in your business that benefits the full business. Everybody should have a purpose. And that's the key. If you put a position on there and you cannot adequately say what this person does to help benefit your business, don't even put it in there. Legal structure. This is something I see people struggle with all the time. I told y'all, if I see one more LLC post, I'm going to pass out on this live. LLC is not the only legal entity out there, legal structure out there. Y'all, it is okay to be a sole proprietor. And I cannot just kind of push this enough. If you want to be a sole proprietor for your first few years, just to figure out what your business is, what your business is doing, and how your business is growing, that is okay. Do not let anybody pressure you into getting an LLC, S Corp, or anything. Because personally, from experience, each of my businesses, they have a different entity. One of my businesses is an S Corp, one is an LLC. I didn't want to jump out there and make everything an LLC. I wanted to make sure that whatever legal structure I chose was beneficial to my business. And every business does not need an LLC. Some people need the tax breaks that come with a corporation or S Corp. So it's important that you know what that is before you start spending money on classifications that you don't even need. Like, I know during the pandemic, a lot of people got LLCs. And by the deadline of April 15th of 2021, a lot of those were dissolved because people didn't realize you paid $125 to get it, but you have to pay $200 every year in North Carolina to maintain your LLC. And it's hard to pay $100 when you do not have it. When your business has not had any traction, when you have not made any money, it's hard to keep up with the $200 payment. But if you run it as a sole proprietor, another way to protect yourself outside of getting the LLC is getting insurance. Everybody in any industry should have legal insurance. Okay, I'm gonna take a swig, throw a little on. So every business should have insurance. Consultants, I don't care if you're cutting grass, general liability insurance. And that protects you as well. That protects you while you're a sole proprietor. That way you still got time to figure out what business. Next, you want to have your hiring timeline. If you are somebody that's starting your business by yourself, the investor wants to know, who are you adding on your team and when are you adding on your team? So for me, when I first started Pamper Us Mobile Massage Service, it was just me and one massage therapist. Shout out to my homie Luann. She held me down for 10 years, but literally it was me and her going to every appointment, literally together. So I knew that at some point we were going to burn out. So that's when I decided, okay, I need to hire more people. So my timeline was to hire as many massage therapists as possible to have on my team. And that's a strategy that worked for me. Of course, with the way my business is set up, that worked. But for those of you who might have employees where you have to pay a salary or by the hour, that might not work. So your timeline might be, all right, for the first year, I'm going to handle everything with my business. I'm going to do my accounting through QuickBooks because it's easy to learn and I can still manage my finances. I'm going to handle all my social media posts. I'm just going to have to be disciplined in setting up my days where I'm just going to focus on social media. I'm going to post my social media. And that's when you kind of can use free apps like buffer.com that allows you to schedule out your social media for free. So you might say, I'm going to do all this for a year. Then you have to contemplate, what is the most important thing that you need for your business to kind of grow, to free up your time? Because for me with Pamper Us, I was like, okay, I could hire a social media person, but my social media is literally only taking me about 2 hours a month. That's not enough. I'm like, okay, I can't hire, I could hire something else I wanted to hire. I was like, no. So ultimately who I ended up hiring was my assistant. And she was amazing. Definitely thought I couldn't afford it at that time. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to and I'm like, I ain't gonna say barely making it, but I'm at the beginning of my business, so every dollar counts. And when I hired her and taught her how to run my business, and I realized how much freedom I had to work on other things in my business, like marketing, going to network, getting more companies, more people to serve, it made it so much easier for me. And I saw my business grow astronomically. So knowing where to invest your money and knowing when to hire people, that's important. Usually for me, I'm all about saving money. So I'm hiring people like when I'm at the end, like when I know I can't spend another hour booking an appointment, I'm like, okay, I got to hire somebody. Or when my social media, even though it don't take me a long time where I feel myself forgetting about it or something like that, okay, I need to hire a social media person. But I definitely say, or an accountant, but I definitely say handle it as long as you can until either your needs need to be met by somebody else or you start making a revenue to where you can hire somebody else. But you have to have a hiring timeline in place because they want to know who you are hiring and when are you hiring them to grow your business, because they know as investors that you cannot grow your business by yourself. For those of you guys that just joined the live, please do not hesitate to follow me at b.the entrepreneur. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I'm going to be dropping these quick little gems once a week or so, just to kind of give you guys some information about a lot of barriers that I see when I'm scrolling on social media. So lastly, you want to have the ask. The ask is, how much are you asking for and how will you pay it back? So with the ask, this is literally where you telling them, hey, okay, you done read my whole business plan. This is how much money I need. I need $15,000. Now, when you give them this amount, be prepared to tell them how you're going to spend every single dollar. It's like having a husband or a wife, a spouse. It's just like that. You got to be prepared to communicate with them. I want $15,000. $5,000 is going to hiring my assistant. $3,000 is going towards marketing. $10,000 is going towards branding. I need new shirts. I need, and another $3,000 is going towards payroll. You have to let them know where you're spending that money. So that way, if they do give you money, I'm telling you, they're going to go back to the business. Now, you told me that you was going to spend it on this, but I'm checking this and it's not adding up. So make sure that whatever you ask for, you know how to adequately allocate that money. And how will you pay it back? Some people ask for collateral. Some people, which is when you give something of equal value. Usually it's a product or it could be money, but usually it's something tangible that you give as equal value for whatever amount you're asking for. So for example, if you go get an equipment loan, let's say you like, I need a truck. I want to get into the trucking industry, and you get an equipment loan. You go get your equipment loan. With equipment loans, they're one of the easiest loans to get because they're specifically for equipment. You can't use it for anything else. And they require a lower credit score. So with equipment loans, you can get it with a lower credit score, but you have to remember that the interest rate will be higher. So you might go to a bank and they might give you the loan with a 10% APR. But if you do that equipment loan, it's going to be easier to get. You're going to get your money faster, but that APR might be that interest rate might be 15%. So at that point, you just got to make a decision as an entrepreneur what works for you. But going back to how will you pay it back? When you have collateral, they're going to ask, what do you have? What can you give me to where if you flunk on this loan, I'm going to make sure I'm not out of my money. And you have to have a plan in place. Okay, I got this car. It's worth $5,000. I got family and friends. They willing to invest $2,000, and that has to be proven. Sometimes they require letters saying that they're going to pay, all that kind of stuff. Also, I got $3,000 in my savings. And some investors, they ask you to match dollar for dollar to a certain extent. And some, they ask for a percentage. If you're able to give 15%, not 15%, if you're able to meet 10% down, then we'll provide you with the funding for the other 90%. But like I said earlier, you have to prove to them that you have a business model that's going to make money and that you're going to be able to pay them back the way you need to. And get creative with your terms. That's the good thing. Don't be afraid to negotiate. A lot of new entrepreneurs, they feel like they have to take what's given. I understand it to a certain standpoint because, they are giving you money, but do not hesitate to set your terms. For me, in everything I do, I like to set my own terms. And then if somebody got a problem with the terms or they want to negotiate the terms, we'll go for there. But ultimately, You want to go out with what works best for you. What are the terms that work best for you? If you want to get this loan and you want a 12-month grace period from this investor before you pay them back, put it in there. Most of the time with things like that, they're pretty good because you got to think about it. They're about to get a return on investment within a year. A lot of long-term investments, most people don't see a return on their investment, a significant amount, until like minimum 5 years. If you put something in a savings account, you ain't gonna really see nothing until like that 5, 10, 15, 20-year mark. But with investing with a business, especially if you get like an interest rate of 10% ROI, which is your return on investment, which means that that investor is going to get everything they loaned you plus 10% more within 2 years. That is a no-brainer. And that's why investors love investing, because it's a quick way for them to flip their money. But the other thing about investors is that they do not like to mess up their money. And especially if you're in Charlotte, but in general, the investor pool is really intimate. A lot of time investors already know other investors. They're familiar with other investment groups, agencies. So when you go out here taking your business plan to these investors, make sure that you are legit and make sure you're ready, because you can burn one bridge one place and you think you go to another investor and they didn't already drop the T on you. You know what I'm saying? Don't really mess with her. She ain't really got it together. Boom, boom, boom. Now you are out of that investment pool. So I say that to say, take your time with creating your business plan. Do everything you need to make sure that your business is being represented in the best light. As I know, being a new entrepreneur at one point, you're not going to know everything. You're not going to understand everything, but you want to put your business together as best as possible. And you want to hire professional help when you need to. That is where I come in with Be the Entrepreneur. You have the ability to get the services that you need at an efficient price. So if you are a new entrepreneur and you like, I am stressed out about trying to start a business. I am stressed out about this business plan. I need it, but I don't know what I'm doing. We offer our business plan creation services. I already have reviews that you get on Facebook and on Google Review. But our goal here at Be the Entrepreneur is to make everything affordable. So all of our graphic services come with a payment plan. You can either pay $150 straight out. You will get an investor-ready business plan. And on my next slide, I'm going to show you guys what's included in it, which is everything that you need. Then, so you have the option to pay $150 flat out, or you can do 4 easy payments of $37.50. So basically what that looks like is you put $37.50 down. You put that down, you get your business plan within 5 business days, and you don't have to pay the rest of that money and for another 6. So that is an easy way for you to get what you need, and you getting it done by a professional. I've written business plans for a long time, for almost 11 years now. So, and I've gotten funding. So I know personally what is needed and what investors are looking for when they're looking at a business plan. It's not rocket. It's literally a perfect formula that all investors are looking for when they're looking at your business plan. And if you're feeling frustrated with doing it, I consulted somebody and they told me they have been working on their business plan for like 8 months. That's too long. When you can pay somebody $37.50 and get you a business plan in 5 business days and know that it's done right. So what's included in our business plan is your executive summary, your company description, mission statement and objectives, products and services, industry and market analysis, SWOT analysis, tailored marketing plan, competitive edge, management summary, and of course, the part that all new entrepreneurs hate the most, your financials. For 4 easy payments of $37.50, I can create you a full business plan that you need to start your business and to grow your business. It's just something, I love it. I love it. I consider myself, I don't even say expert for stuff, but when it comes to business and when it comes to business plans, I am the go-to. I guarantee you satisfaction. There's nobody's business plan that I have done that has not told me that this business plan is exactly what they needed or that they did not love that service. And like I said, if you're just joining us, you can definitely check out my page at Be the Entrepreneur. And you can see my reviews of the business plans that I have written. So from there, I just want to say thank you guys again for tuning in to our live today about how to create an investor-ready business plan. My name is Brandy Fox. I am the owner of Be the Entrepreneur Consulting Agency. I will be continuing to do weekly random lives. I'll try to give at least a 2-hour notice. So stay tuned to our page. If you're not following us, you can follow us at b.the-entrepreneur on Facebook and Instagram. I'm dropping the gems to make sure that all of my minority, my brothers and sisters are out here creating businesses that make money, because it literally breaks my heart when I see people every day on social media who are considering giving up on their new business or not even starting their business because they do not know where to start. And I specialize in teaching you how to start. I specialize in patience. I specialize in giving step-by-step action-based steps that you need to grow your business. You literally do not have to guess anything. When we consult, when you get a service from me, I'm going to break it down. You need to do this first, this second, this third, because at the end of the day, no matter what kind of business you are starting, all businesses have the same foundational steps. Everything is the same at the beginning. Then once you kind of get into your specialties, it's certain maybe licensures, certain techniques, certain things you need to learn. But that foundational business startup process is all the same, and it can be hard when you're navigating it yourself. But just know you are not alone. You have somebody that cares about you as an entrepreneur and is here to support you. So once again, if you need that business plan, if you've been struggling with it or you just don't want to do it, we do offer a payment plan. You can pay $150 straight out, or you could pay $37.50 down and the rest of the balance over 6 weeks, making it affordable for you to get the business services you need. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you have a great rest of the night, and stay tuned for more lives. I'm not doing any more this week, but next week I will be back dropping some business, entrepreneur, startup gems. Love y'all. Have a good night.